Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you for being here. So I'm going to do you plus that other person, okay? This will be from mid-June to the end of June, okay? So this will be a general read for all Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as your Venus signs. And do keep in mind that this is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone, but I do hope that there is something that you can take back with you, okay? So hopefully there's something, okay? I'll be talking about one side, you might resonate with one side or the other, or vice versa, or even a message from one side might really speak to you. So if you question it, then that probably means there's something for you to dive into and check in with your intuition on, okay? All right, so this again will be for all Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as your Venus. And please continue your likes, your subscribes, your shares, note your comments below, guys. I so appreciate it. I'm getting caught up in my biweeklies. I wasn't able to do this first half, but I will. That's why I'm doing this second half right now. I'll be caught up for next month. So there you have it, okay, amidst any other changes, but the energies have been real crazy as of late, so I'm actually using my Earth Magic cards because I really think that it allows us to ground ourselves, and I think that's really what it's going to take with all these crazy energies, and I'm myself going through a transformation, but not only that, but like with work, career, and with taking classes and recertifying myself. I got to tell you, I've been doing this all within these last couple months, and it has really brought my time management skills to the ultimate test, okay? So some of these things, that's why I had to focus on getting that stuff taken care of with the work side, and then I wanted to be with you all the way through. I wanted to be here so bad, and it really helps me when I work with you, because it just is that beautiful energy exchange, and I do love it. So thanks guys for your patience. I appreciate it. So let's get to this, okay? Blah, blah, stop. Okay, I'm done. All right, here we go. All right, so again, I'm going to go ahead and see what's in store for you and that other person. So here's what you get, Sagittarius, coming right out of the gates. We have got whale, okay? This is interesting because you know how the whales kind of jump back, and when they do that, when they breach, which is the name of the card, is that they're taking in all that air in their lungs, and then they're letting it out. And I almost feel that that's the case with you at this point, is that you've got some sort of relief. You're kind of at this point where you're kind of taking a step back and deciding on how you really want to move forward as it pertains to this situation or this relationship or situationship, whatever that you're in. But that's how I see it, and it could be in the realm of emotions, in this, and it's about taking that breath. And I gotta tell you, I mean, the whales are one of the biggest mammals, right, in the waters, and it's just so beautiful. I really think that that they're able to breathe out of their crown chakra, so to speak. They've got their blowhole right at the top of their head. And the coolest thing about that is that you also have got a connection at the top of your crown, which is your crown chakra, to the divine, into your source too. So I think this is kind of the neat thing, is like the whales can go underwater, but they can submerge in water and and they can breathe underwater, even with having their blowhole. They can still swim without even getting out and stay underwater. Where with us, we can stay underwater, but we do need to breach, and we need to connect with spirit in order to get a good connection and to get that breath for that next step, and to get those insights. So that next insight that makes us so elated that we want to do this. So anyway, that's what I see coming about for you. So that's what's coming through here. What else? So we've got emergence of the dragonfly, okay? So the dragonfly, this reminds us to take each moment as some sort of, any moments that are special in our life, to really cherish them, and to know that every moment in life is so valuable, okay? And to cherish those really beautiful good times, because you are now emerging, okay? And what I see when you're emerging here, it's almost as if that you are getting ready to fly, right? You're getting ready to fly and take off, because the dragonfly stays in that nymph kind of stage for most of the time. They only stay in that flying stage not very long for even probably half the time, I think. Then they're when they're a nymph and that type of thing. So, but that's what I'm seeing here, and they've got two different sets of wings. and not just one, but they've got two. So, and I don't know, it's kind of, it's such an interesting type of species. And they take on different colors, you know, as you notice too. I had one kind of go by me the other day and it was blue, and I just, their wings are transparent. They carry on this refractive light against the sun, and it makes them, I guess, look at different colors. But it's quite beautiful. And what this is just telling me is that you're now emerging from that nymph mode now to that flying. But this is saying is that to capture and take advantage of those special spontaneous moments that do happen. And so if you get invitations, if you get an opportunity to you know, move forward with something that you've always wanted to do, to move forward in that relationship, and you're hesitating, you know, just keep in mind that some things don't come around again because they're short-lived. Okay, so that's another thing to keep in mind. So that's what's coming into play. So do you have a dragonfly? Are you seeing them? Okay, because that's interesting. I had been seeing them as of late, so that's why I kind of brought it up. So I thought it's a, you know, sometimes you need to take advantage of things while they're present at the moment because they can just as quickly go away. Okay, that could be in a work situation, love. We're focusing on this. You know, you're gonna know what comes to you, but I'm focusing on love right now. Okay, all right. So you're gonna know that. So let's see what else wants to come out. Okay, nice. So it's like this emergence is this breath of fresh air for you, okay? It's almost as if that you're in the middle of a forest and taking that deep breath. And who doesn't want to take one when you're in the middle of a forest, right? I don't think you can't not do it. It's almost like, you know, can you have one French fry and be done with it? I don't think so. I know I can't, but it's kind of like that, right? That's how I kind of see things. It's almost as if you're in that dynamic and you're in that dynasty of majestic, of just beauty, that you have to do that. So that's what I feel is coming into play for you. So that's what I'm seeing here. So it's getting out into nature is going to be very key for you to stabilize things too. I think through your emergence and to really, this is all about breathing, you know, fresh air. You know, the breach is all about the whale, and they do that so they can feel their lungs. And that's what it's saying. Just breathe. All right. Just breathe. All right. As Faith Hill would probably say, right? Okay. So let's see what else wants to come into play for you in this situation. You know, you're being really strong in this, okay? Because I think that maybe the situation that you are going through has not only been a huge change for you, but it's also, you've had to call in the mountain of all strengths for yourself. And I think that you have had to be that mountain of strength in this situation. Maybe it has led you down to where that is anything going to change? You know, I'm giving this person the benefit of the doubt, that type of thing, and nothing is changing. This is saying that you've had to call on your strength, and you've had to do a lot of breathing exercises to get you through this. Okay, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. So I do feel it, and this is saying just to really call upon that strength that you have inside you. You know, mountains go through a lot of rain, sleet, you know, slate, snow, lightning, anything of the sort. And with that, you know, they have to be strong in the process. And I really think that you're calling upon your mountain of strength to really get you through this. But know that you do have the strength to pull through this. You really do, okay? So whatever that is for you, and a lot of times this could be loving yourself, okay? So I'm saying, I'm just saying that's what's coming through. Yeah, this is beautiful. Now, the next card that you get is communion, okay? And this is about the eagle, okay? This is beautiful because this is about, this is almost as if someone is looking for a higher perspective. And this is someone is asking advice from kind of like a spirit animal, almost of an eagle here, to show me your wisdom, show me what you see. And give me the enlightenment that I need to see so I can move forward with strength and that I can, you know, breathe freely once again. Because it has to do with some sort of emotions that it's feeling inside you. But you are emerging, so I do want you to know that. And I think that you're getting advice. And, you know, the eagles, obviously, they fly very high. They've got this keen perception in this way that they could actually look down on something and see it's something miles away. But I think that you're calling upon your source. And the eagle is just a representation, could be of that, but it's really just about giving you the eyesight, the keen insight that it's going to take to move this situation forward, in the best way possible for all concerned. Okay, let's take a look at this other person. They get sanctuary. So it looks like they're going into their cave at this particular time. Sometimes you need to go in the cave to come up with your own writings and your own creativity and your own way of coming to conclusions about yourself, what you need to rid of, what you need to keep, and maybe to rid of the stories that you have told yourself and writing a new story. As the cave says, you would read that many of them have writings on the wall, right? And so this is about rewriting your story, and maybe it's writing your story as you're going through it. And this person is seeking some sort of sanctuary, some sort of isolation, so they could actually process this. And that's what I'm seeing, is that they're going into their cave. Now, women can go into their cave too, okay? Just as much as the men, can, but in a different way, okay? Women might go to a beauty salon, or women might go to a spiritual retreat. So will men, they'll do that too. But that's what kind of things that I'm getting to along the same lines. It's almost as if everyone has their own definition of cave, right? And it could be different at different times, right? Sometimes nature can be that for them. Sometimes it's a meditation session, a yoga session. Sometimes it's just jamming to good music, or someone writing music. Okay, so these are the things that can come into play in going into your cave, but using that to kind of tell their story. Now, the next card that I get is Iceberg. Okay, so this is about this person is only showing you a tip of the iceberg. Okay. And that's what I see, that the rest of it is down underneath the waters in the foundation, right? And they've got emotion, but maybe perhaps they're being a little bit more cold and not expressing it. And that's how, almost as if I see that, most of their feelings are submerged under the water, and they're not being told. And I think that this person has got to express this some way, shape, or form. So they're probably writing it out, kind of getting it out of how they really feel, because they might be more in the head, perhaps, and need to write it out. It could be the case, so note your comments below. But that's what I see kind of coming through here. And it's also, I think they do that to do the reflection. Going into their cave allows them to have this reflection and to really see as they really are, and to see themselves as they really are, and what it is that they may even want to improve on themselves in the future, and what they really like about themselves. So, even though we always concentrate on, what we need to change, we also need to concentrate on what's really going well, okay? And by looking in the mirror, we can really get the truth of ourselves. By looking at ourselves and saying, who is this person? Who does this person represent to me? What do I want to be moving forward? Am I going to write my story differently this time moving around? Am I going to keep everything submerged, or am I going to let some of this stuff out? So that's kind of what's coming through. And it could be in a relationship for communication, okay, guys? It could very much well be that. It might be, it can translate in a lot of different ways. So note your comments below. But that's what I'm feeling here. What else? Effortless. So once this person lets go, once this person opens up, and instead of being that iceberg, reflects upon themselves, and then writes that story new, then they're able to express things clear, and they just let it go. And this is about definitely the waterfall, being effortless. This is about letting the source take on the time frame in terms of this situation. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. But note your comments below. But allowing things to, kind of flowing with the path of least resistance in this relationship or in this situation is going to be key. Because once they release that, they've got so much more energy that they're able to move forward, okay? But it's almost as if that they, there could be tears. There could be tears from this situation going through this, right? When someone expresses who hasn't expressed in a long time, it can come out to be a whole heck of a lot, right? Sometimes. That's okay, because sometimes it needs to get out. Sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's music, whatever, so... Okay, anything else that wants to come through? Yeah, they just had taken a lot of solitude and living on their own island, and now it's time for them to, to really, they go within. This type of person, I think, is a type of person that kind of goes within, and that's how they best register their feelings and and whatever it takes for them to get into that solitude, and they realize that you know, that being able to express themselves is an effortless way rather than keeping it in. It actually gets to be a little harder and makes it real cold, and therefore kind of it really hides a lot of who this person really is in the iceberg card. So let's see what animal wants to come out. Let's see for you. Let's start out with you and see what that is. All right, what's coming out there? Ah, interesting. So what do we get? We get mouse. Okay. So the mouse is, you know, this is interesting because this is like that earth energy. This is funny. This is like that earth energy. And it's almost as if they are very, very, you know, obviously they're quick to move and quick to think, right? But they are very meticulous, okay, in many ways, shape, or form. So perhaps that you might be taking this on. Maybe you're being kind of that, you're wanting to be kind of that mouse that is around them, and that is really wanting to be eager to understand, eager to listen, and but also incredibly attentive. So maybe you've been attentive that way to this particular person as they're going through this, and you're seeing what's happening. That can very much well be the case. So it's kind of like you're serving as being a little mouse on the side. You're trying not to get in the way of this process that's happening with this person that you might see. But you are very observant, and you're seeing it, and you're watching it, right? And that's what this is saying, okay? So that's kind of how I feel. You know, and it's almost as if, you know, like the mouse, it's like you're trying to get them to open up, right? And it's almost as if you're eating a piece of cheese, and you know how maybe you're eating something, your mouth is really full, and how their cheeks get all puffy when they start to eat. It's almost as if you're trying to tell this person, just open your mouth and let it out. You know, in some way, perhaps. I don't know. But, you know, these are just kind of things that sometimes come to me when I think about that, you know. Who's got my cheese, right? Well, it's kind of like who's got my tongue, you know, in terms of the cat and the mouse, you know. The cat might have his tongue, you know. So that's what I'm thinking. So let's see what else. His or her. Either way, all right? Let's see what this other person gets. Oh man, this is so cool. Okay, now this is eagle, okay? This is beautiful. Obviously, this is the air element, right? And this is the eagle having that keen sense. They will go in on a target from miles away. It's just amazing. And they can actually drill down and go in when they're hunting their prey, right? In terms of their survival. And this is what I'm saying, is that this person takes a lot of their time in what they need to do. But when they're ready to go strike, they go at it and they go straight to it, okay? And that's what I'm feeling here, is that they're really able to zero in on their target, on what it is that they want. So they're going through what they need to do in terms of their solitude, in their island, into, you know, being that iceberg, and doing that reflection, and entering that sanctuary in that cave. And what they're doing is they're calculating everything that they would need to know so they could drill in and move forward exactly in on what it is that they want. And that person could be very much you, okay? And of course, you wouldn't. It's interesting because the hawks, don't they go for the mouse over here? Just saying, all right? Very much well could be the case, because that's what I'm saying. So they might be coming into you, you know, that's what they might be doing. So it could be the case that they're flying down, you know, into that. And hopefully you're not their prey that they'll eat you alive. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying is that, you know, you're being the little mouse, kind of helping this person out, you know, and, you know, in a situation, being kind of that kind of behind the scenes. And this person is you know, really trying to get things together and what it is that they're doing. So you're both taking on some sort of different form here. But it's interesting, very interesting. He's going to pick you up and take you with him, okay? You know, I don't see it as a negative, a scary sense in this. I just see it as being, you know, you've had to have a lot of strength to, you know, in this process. And it's funny because, you know, out of the same family, you're in communion with the eagle, getting your keen advice on this side. And then, of course, what you get out of the same family, you get the eagle on this. So this is weird. You got the eagle that you're looking for advice on your side, and you're looking to them, what the heck, what advice can you give me, or what's going on? It's almost as if you're signaling this person. okay? And you have this subliminal communication between each other, because this person gets that animal on this side, and this on you is what you had on your side, okay? And you were speaking to them, and you were asking them, you know, what is this that you want me to do, you know, in this process, because I can't breathe anymore. Something's got to give, you know, in this process. So, wow. Guys, that's what's coming through. So I hope that this resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. Let's see what the Soul Tree card has to say. Yeah, it's all about going within, for both of you, going within, because you get the card of solitude. And what else? Transform. Okay, so you have the ability to transform this. Communication, and then the crown chakra, okay, intertwining. Okay, so the communication from the spirit and the divine, you've got this spiritual connection. And I really think that you're asking communication for each other, and you are able to speak to each other in some way, shape, or form in that way. And that's how you actually move forward with communion, and that's how you can actually transform the situation, is really going within your solitude and growing each on your own. So when you do come together, you know, that it could actually really work. Yeah, just make sure that your boundaries are in place for both of you. And if you keep your boundaries, I think it'll be a really healthy situation, using, you know, guidance from the spirit, but also in your communication to each other, right? I think it's really, really going to help a lot. It can bring in a lot of blessings to you both. All right. So that's what I see coming through, guys. So I hope this resonated in some way, shape, or form. And until July, namaste.